It is about that time. Time to check in with our friends from Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. And our guest this week, now, this is her first time to Pittsburgh, so we want to make her feel welcome. And it's her first time to Blush Exotic. Jillian Janson is her name, and we talked a little bit before this interview started. She has defined herself as an it girl.
Well, that's what everyone else defines.
Well, everyone else, and she's not even saying it herself. Everyone else defines her as an it girl, and here's why. Correct me if I'm wrong here. She does photo work, she does video work, feature dancing here in Pittsburgh for this. She's here for the rest of the week at Blush Exotic. She's doing everything. Nominated for an award, Best Female Performer by Night Moves. Let's start with that one. Nominated for an award here. That's pretty big because we get some serious. We get some serious prime performance here, and they're always nominated for awards or winning awards. And let's talk about this one you're nominated for.
Well, it was actually the first time I'd heard of the event, which is typical for someone, as young and new as me. I was nominated for Best New Starlet last year for AVN XBiz, and then for one I didn't hear of till later, XRCO. Of course, I didn't win any of those, but the nomination still represents...
That's big.
My career and how well I performed, and that just means that the next year could mean I could win anything. But the Best New Starlet is just one. Of course, everyone wants to win it when they're new and everything, because it just means you're literally the overall it girl.
You're the hot new
of
thing.
Everything, the hot new thing. Of course, you want that title, but in the end, it's not about that. It's about your movies and how you performed and about what you gave that. And that's what I want to be nominated for at the end of the day. Or as myself being Best Female Performer, that's not even... that's much more than Best New Starlet. Best New Starlet is just being new to the industry. Best Performer is being overall better than both the
best of the best.
the performance of the other girls. Yeah. It means that not only do you it means everything. I'm not gay for pay. I'm not just there to be famous. I'm not there just to have money. I am there because I literally love sex. I've been having sex since 14 years old, and I've been watching it since, before that. And my mom's kind of supported my well-being since I was young. Of course, she didn't want me to go out and have sex, but I got in the industry, and she's literally, I texted her and I was like, "Hey mom, gotta go, going on stage." She's like, "Shake what your mama gave you." I'm like, "Oh my God, I love you." So she basically
just took credit. Is that what you're telling me?
Technically, but
Mom's taking credit.
It's I genuinely love what I do and who I am. The industry, the people beyond it, going on set, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're so nice, you're so beautiful, you're so this, you're so that." Because I'm genuine.
They're not lying, by the way. They're not lying. She is nice and she is beautiful. Just saying.
I'm genuine, and there's other girls that are just crazy or strung out. I'm whatever. Everyone has their thing about them, or they're great people. They're just in a bad place. I've worked whatever I have out. And I'm happy. Unfortunately, not everyone else around me is happy. So what I'm doing is I'm helping them, trying to make them happy. Whether it's my best friend who's staying with me or my fans, and they need a movie to come out because they want to show their girlfriends, "Oh, this is how you do this. This is," because I've literally had, even in Atlanta, I was just featuring there, and I had a couple come up to me and was like, "We watch your videos while we're having sex." Wow. And we, I learned so much, and I'm like, I do stuff I would have never done. I'm just yeah, that's kind of how I started too. I kind of did things I never thought I would do. And that's, but overall, that's what kind of makes me why I'm nominated, why I was nominated for Best Starlet, why I'm not this year for female. You know what? And Night Moves is just a little bitty part of the event fact.
So tip the iceberg is what you're telling me.
Exact. AVN is the tip.
All right.
I'm at the base.
Okay.
But you got to start somewhere. You don't just start at the top when you're hiking.
That's a good place to start. Now, let me sum it up this way. So basically what you're telling me is, A, you love what you do.
Yeah.
B, you're obviously pretty good at it. And C, you're helping people.
Yeah. That's basically all.
I told you she was the it girl. She could do different things.
I learned from porn. How do you think I learned how to suck a cock? I didn't just go out and grab a random cock and just say, hey, I want to learn from you. Like, can I learn? I mean, yeah, that would have been the hottest thing in the whole world.
That would also be a short conversation, though.
Exactly. But so I went online and I was like, how do you suck a cock? Well, this is how you do it. You use your hands, you use it, but like, and then also like girls and stuff, like I didn't genuinely like know how to handle a girl. I just know how I wanted to be handled. So that's how I treat other women. Like when I'm
golden rule-ish is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it seems like you've gotten a lot out of video work and you're doing pretty well at it. But I want to get to some of this photo work you've done too, because you were telling me some of this stuff, and now you've appeared in Hustler. Is that correct? Uh-huh. You've appeared in Penthouse. Mm-hmm. But there's also something I want to ask you about, and this is something you told me about, and this is something I think our listeners and your fans need to hear about. Girls and Corpses.
Yes.
I'm just prefacing it with that. Girls and Corpses. Go.
There's a lot of people that already know what it is because, you have so many people interested in the horror film because you have like all these actresses and you look at the performance and all that, but you got to think of what's beyond that. You have the props that they need, right? Like you're thinking of The Walking Dead. How are they doing all this zombie work and how they, when everything is said and done, when they pan over the camera, you see all these dead bodies. They're not real. So I have a friend from the magazine Girls and Corpses. He's now a dear friend of mine because he always invites me to like these crazy events like with, horror film stuff. And, but of course it started somewhere. What we did was set of, I am awful with history, but you will know Hiroshima, where we were on the flag, and there was like 4 hot women. Raven Bay, Riley Steele, like these are girls like some
Riley
people
Steele's
know.
a buddy of ours.
Yeah,
Riley.
So she was on it with us, and Jodie Taylor. So it was all 4 of us, and we had a flag, and we were holding on to it, but we were on top of dead corpses. Like, of course, there's styrofoam, like little props and stuff, but this guy like made them and made this company and all that. I don't know the details 100%. Of course, you got to look it up and find it out. And like this, because the cover looks amazing. Like they do stuff with a purpose, kind of like, but it's amazing. He invited me to Monster Palooza. I wasn't able to make it, but I was able to make it to this freak show wrestling match.
Okay, freak show wrestling match. I'm kind of curious to see where this is going.
It was crazy. So I usually don't watch like UFC or wrestling or anything, but that stuff is like, I mean, I don't know if it's like, are they really body slamming each other and really hurting each other like that? And like, or what? But freak show, they're like pretending to do it, but they're making it look like it's happening, but stopping their elbow before they do critical damage.
Okay.
But they're like running around the stage and making fools of themselves. And like, oh my God, they brought out a snake. There's only one snake I handle in my lifetime. And you know which one I'm talking about.
Of course.
It's not a python or a big...
So you
I don't even know what you call the...
You don't do the real snakes? No real snakes?
No.
Okay.
And...
You do corpses, but not snakes, though.
They're fake!
I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm messing with you.
But because I didn't know it was coming out. And of course, when I saw it around her thing, like, I was just like, okay, maybe that's fake. That's fake. It's gotta be fake. No. She's going around the crowd with it. A woman. Power to you. Power to you.
All right.
I can't do it. She's going around. All of a sudden, Corpsey, ironically, is the owner's name. Well,
how's that for a name?
It's a nickname, of course. His real name is Robert. So he's sitting there talking to me on the video, and all of a sudden, the snake's coming around, and I'm just like, everyone hears me, and they're just like, oh my God, I'm running around. I run to the back, like literally. They decided to put a little mashup together at the end of the show, like, a couple days later, of the video of us, because I was a co-host technically.
Oh wow! So this happened while you're co-hosting the show, and they bring out a snake. Oh,
I
that's
was
not fair.
co-host,
That's mean.
Yeah,
that's very mean.
But it's part of their show. It's not like they, whatever. He didn't warn me or tell me, because I guess he kind of knows what goes on. Obviously, he's been to many of these, so he could have told me that a snake was gonna come out. But I freaked out, got up, walked, like ran behind everybody. I mean, the camera's like following me as I'm going, and it's just hilarious. I was on set actually when I saw this, and I just cracked up because it's not often people scare me.
Fair enough. All right, let me ask you this one last thing before we let you go, because we've talked about your photo work, we've talked about your video work, feature dancing. You said you were in Atlanta, so it sounds like you've been kind of moving your way around the country here quite a bit. Now,
a little bit.
Okay, well here's a question for you, because obviously you take pictures with corpses, and we know what you do on video. What's a stage show with Jillian Janson like?
See, now I love my job, like on set and stuff, the whole lights, camera, action. You know what? But being in a club and having like a DJ, and now it's time for Jillian Janson. Whoa! During my movies, you have cameras rolling, and they tell you to do a certain thing, and they want you to, tease for a minute, and then go on it, do this for a minute, blah, blah, blah. Well, as I'm getting into the good part, in my head, they're just like, okay, now do this. And I'm just like, oh, crap, I want to keep going. I wanted to keep dancing. I wanted to keep teasing a little. I wanted to go, slower, and whatever it was.
But now you have that control when you're on stage.
So now when I'm on stage, I have that complete control, because I control the songs. I like the DJ playing whatever the club is kind of playing. So people aren't annoyed with straight up rap. Which is what I like to do. I dance to just songs that make me feel sexy for some reason. Rap is just where it's at for me, and it just makes me want to take my clothes off, and I get slower. And I'm able to just go the way I want to and tease. The thing about me is teasing, and I like to look people in the eye. I have this sense about me that I don't know. I like to turn on the whole room, and I have to look at each individual person to do it.
She just looked me in the eye, and it beat a sweat down my back. I'm saying, this is what you're going to get from Jillian Janson. Genuine, very, very, very beautiful girl. Likes to be intimate with you, but no snakes.
No snakes.
No snakes. Maybe a couple fake corpses, but no snakes. That's it. Jillian Janson, she's here all week. Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. Josh Taylor, Triple Live Radio.